Annie, you know, I know some people who've just come out of chiropractic college, acupuncture training, and it's a little bit of a struggle for them in terms of, you know, setting up practice or even finding somebody to practice with. And if you were going to encourage and counsel those people, what would you say?
I say stick to it. I have so many, actually we have a pretty steep drop. Now, I think it's getting better, but I remember 50% of people, you know, you go through 4 years of school, you know, spend 4 years of your life, and you spend $100,000 in debt, and you know, I know people who just change completely, decide, oh, maybe this is not for me. I think people going into it, first of all, should be prepared. This is not like Western medical school where you're going to be offered an residency, paid to practice, internships. And I was fully aware of that before I came in. So throughout school, I always followed people. I always interned with people. I mean, I started early. I didn't start when I graduated. I started before I started my practice. I worked for this because I needed to learn. You know, people in my field, they're very compassionate, and we have really good ideas and how we want to help people and make people feel better, but we don't know how to take care of ourselves. So one is we have a practice management class, and in the 4 years that we were in school, it was 2 weekends. And so how are you going to learn how to bill, how to bill patients, bill insurance, how do you market? That was in 2 weekends, so we're supposed to know. So what I did was I actually got a job at the school clinic. And the school clinic sees a high number of people weekly. So I was able to see just how things work. How do you chart patients? How do you keep them in file? Reminder calls. You know, I'm just kind of like a big sponge during that time. So I think you need to start really early. Another biggest thing I think that would help everyone, no matter what, is networking. I've always done that. I think I just really enjoy being with people. I'm really interested in people, but I think so far, you know, throughout, I didn't do this by myself. It's with so many people's help. But I think if you put yourself out there and meet people and develop relationships, you're gonna hear. I mean, I think everything I have is because. Or I feel like how I got a little bit ahead is when somebody remembered me and when you're out there, you can hear things too. Like, for example, if somebody's looking for a job, I recommend go start, work anywhere, do anything, preferably in your own field, but if not, but you're going to hear things, you're going to meet people that not a lot of people are going to do. Utilize what's around, pay attention to what's going on, technology, right? So people are looking for practitioners now. I have friends who are doing Facebook, I'm on Yelp, there's all these LinkedIn, there's all these Google ads, there are all these tools that are helping. So if you want to kind of, you can't just practice and be really good. You have to follow what the trend is going. How are people looking? If that's changing, you have to change, and that linked into like networking. What are people doing? And so I think that really helps too. I think ignorance is a bliss. So when I started, I think, I look back because sometimes I remember when I was beginning to learn how to surf, I paddle out in these really big waves or rip tides, and I didn't think too much about it. And then when I learned better, I'm like, what was I thinking? So I think maybe I had that in me. So ignorance is a bliss, and I was able to just start, because I think sometimes people think about all the worries, all these daunting things. Oh, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to do this? How am I going to... I recommend, if this is your passion, you should, people who are graduating, they should do it. Start small, wherever it is. Whether you start one day a week. It's, to me, it's always better than working, for myself. To me, it was more rewarding.